answering questions here. I'm answering questions here. What do you got, Dustin?
I'm sorry about before the break. It was my fault. I left
No,
something.
it's okay. I actually was like, oh, good. We have enough time to do another interview. But
we didn't,
it's okay.
and I didn't tell you, and I feel badly about it. But, you know, you'll torture
You
me.
shouldn't.
You'll torture me about it later, but that's okay. Anyway, we're going to go to Ed from South Glens Falls, New York.
Oh, I know Glens Falls. How you doing? Good to have
Chris,
you, Ed.
how are you?
You doing? How am I doing?
You're doing great. I loved your show the other night.
What's your question?
I'm very confused about this. The Republicans are going all out for it. This.
Come on, Ed, spit it out.
I'm trying. They're going all out for this. I can't think of the word.
What are you talking about? The inquiry?
Yes.
Yes.
Now, they're doing that. I can't understand why they're doing that when they're talking about shutting down the government in a couple of days.
Oh, come on, Ed. Yes, you do. They're doing it because it works, because they know that Trump is an agent of grievance, and people are pissed off, and a lot of them for good reason. And they see the system and the elites and the people who run it as the enemy, and that's why they won't accept anyone from that place or that process judging their guy, because they believe that the other people are just as bad, and they shouldn't get to judge Trump, who's their guy, because he's their bull in the ring with the other bulls. That's why they're doing it. And the shutdown is about inside politics, BS on the Republican side. Some of the things they want on the fringe are not bad things to want in terms of budget responsibility and integrity, but their timing is terrible. Next.
I think Ed was hearing himself, and it was throwing him off. My fault again. I'm causing problems all over the place today. Okay, Mary from Gainesville, Florida.
Okay. Mary, how you doing? How am I doing? What's your question?
I'm doing fine. I enjoyed your shows from East Palestine. I was born and raised in Wheeling, West Virginia, which is just down the holler from East Palestine. I would like to know what the state of Ohio is doing for these people, both their social service
this is a very important
as well
question.
as medical.
Very important question, okay? There is accountability on the state level, but you have to remember who did this. Norfolk Southern is not a state-regulated entity. It's a federally regulated entity. Now, what gummed up the works here is that the federal government did not declare this an emergency, which kept the normal processes of them overseeing the efforts to remediate and clean and pay and move. It's not the way it would normally be. And that is the root of the problem. Now, the other root of the problem is that nobody died. And I know that sounds perverse, but the media is not into situations where no one dies. And that makes sense because, you know, there's got to be an urgency. And the problem is that as the questions have come up, the media didn't pick up on it because the politicians were running from it and hiding from it. And these people didn't have the power to have their voice heard because it's not Baltimore or New York City. And that's how we got where we are. And that's why we went to East Palestine, is because these people deserve better. They're a metaphor for the divide in this country. Next.
Let's squeeze in one more quick call from Debbie from Elyria, Ohio.
Debbie, Elyria, Ohio. How are you?
Hi.
How am I? What's your question?
I'm fine. I love your show. You're great. I'm calling because I have never been so upset with how divided our country is. And I'm listed as Democrat, but I vote for whoever I feel is the right person. I have this on my refrigerator. I used to have it up at work before I retired. The little speech of, let us not seek the Republican answer or the Democratic answer, but the right answer. Let us not seek to fix the blame on the past. Let us accept our own responsibility for the future. And I wish we would do that now. Stop fighting with each other.
Amen.
Do what's right for our country.
They do it because it works, because it's the game. Do you remember the movie Gremlins when we were kids?
Yes.
When the Mogwai
Yes,
becomes the gremlin, and the gremlin says, Gizmo, caca. I say, parties, caca. As long as you have a binary system that has to be about one or the other, they're going to be in a battle to the bottom. Hey, thank you for watching. Please go to newsnationnow.com, newsnationnow.com, and you can find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button down below. Then you will get more of News Nation's fact-driven coverage.